Hi there, welcome back to my channel. In case we haven't met before, I'm Anastasia, the founder of All You Can Face, and I'm passionate about teaching you how to exercise your facial muscles because what happens beneath the skin is equally important as what we put on top of it to stay looking beautiful and age gracefully. And today we are not going to talk about our face, but our most precious beauty tools, which we all have, namely our hands. And little disclaimer, All You Can Face is not about anti-aging. I do not want to change anything about you. I'm sure you're beautiful the way you are, but why not know one or two things about your body and health and what you can do to really become or stay the best version you already are. And your hands are a huge indicator when revealing your age. I believe that your hands are your most precious beauty tools you will ever own. And while there are Gua Shas or jade rollers or all kinds of fancy other devices out there, I do think if you know how to use your hands properly, they can benefit you way much more than any other fancy or expensive tool out there. But today we will not talk about how to use your hands, but how to maintain the beauty of your hands. And we will talk about all kinds of layers which make up the hand and what you can do at home to have a little bit longer of them and keep them youthful and mobile as long as you can. So let's go. So our hands are built out of several layers. So in order to understand how to preserve the beauty or even reverse damage of aging, we need to understand those layers and why they're so important to the beauty of our hands. So the first layer would be the bones. They already have a huge impact on how your hands are looking and how they develop. With age, they can become crooked or uneven. This is because our mobility and bone density builds back with age. And they almost look like little chicken feet. Then we have our joints, which also lose their mobility and range of motion over time. And the reason for that is we are not actively working out our hands as we would do maybe our body. Let's touch upon the second layer, which are your muscles on your hands. The muscles are responsible to give your hands plasticity, softness, and dimension. And as mentioned just now, we oftentimes work out our body, do maybe sit-ups or squats, or even massage our body to maintain its shape. What about our hands? The muscles of our hands usually get neglected. The best we might do is maybe a little manicure and that's it. And what is the outcome of this? According to science, our muscles build back 50% in our hands over time. This will obviously not happen tomorrow or today, especially when you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s. But when you get older, that could absolutely happen. And why not know about it now and maybe help prevent it? The hands can become with time really fragile, thin, and almost see-through. And this leads us to our third layer, namely the fat layer of our hands. Paradoxically, plumper or juicier hands look also more youthful. So hands usually of thinner people or fragile people right away look a little bit more older because there are less fat depots. The layer of fat in our hands is already very thin and is the first one to change when it comes to hormonal imbalances, weight gains or losses, and changes of blood pressure. If the fat depots on our hands are reducing and diminishing, then obviously all your veins are starting to show. This is due to the fact that they're usually interlaced into our fat depots and muscles, but they have nowhere to hide if there is nothing anymore there to hide in. And now let's talk about the last layer of our hands, which is our skin. The tone of our skin usually determines whether we find our hands attractive or not. And this is mainly connected with your blood circulation and whether you have sufficiently blood circulating through your hands and give your hands a fresh tone and glow. If we only carry heavy bags or typing away on our computer or phones, there is most likely not sufficient blood circulation running through your hands. And this also then shows in the look of them. Another thing which determines the quality of the skin is whether you use harsh detergents or chemicals regularly, such as when you are cleaning your house or doing the dishes. This can really break down the lipid barrier, which then makes the skin prone to dryness and irritation. And then, most importantly, our hands are usually always exposed to the outside. It's either in the winter where it's cold and windy and your skin just becomes dry, or in the summer where the skin just needs to fight the UV rays and needs to protect itself, just like your face would. If you do not protect your hands sufficiently from the sun, then you might as well end up with dark spots and even skin cancer. So now that we understand a little bit what the hands are made of, what can we actually do at home to maintain the beauty or take properly care of your hands to elongate their youthful look? And I'm not talking about dubious methods such as injecting something into your hands or doing paraffin baths. No, it's actually really simple when you do it regularly. The first thing is to release the tension of your hands. And the easiest way is to self-massage them. If you are a fan of All You Can Face for longer, you probably did a face massage or two, and why not do the same to the hands? We hold a lot of tension in the hands, which we oftentimes don't realize, and you can easily start massaging your hands and improve that. So what you can do is really get your thumb and really go into your hands like this, go onto each finger and really visualize how you release and get rid of all the tension. And you can do that as much as you want when you're sitting at home in front of Netflix, or when you're commuting, maybe not driving a car obviously, and also really make it an active part of your daily life to massage your hands. You will feel right away a huge release, and this will also really make you feel better, because also due to Chinese medicine, your hands are something like a map of your entire body. So releasing certain points in your hands, and you do not need to do particular moves or touch certain points while they are actually. You can really do anything you feel like and really go into, especially in the palm right here, and release the tension. So this is the first thing you can do right away, and it'll improve the well-being of your hands. It will also get rid of any muscle spasms and rejuvenate your muscles, increase blood circulation, and in the long run, it will really make a huge difference. Then, next thing you can do at home is something called finger gymnastics or finger fitness. Just Google the term and you will find tons of videos where people are showing you literally how to exercise your fingers. This will not only help with the mobility of your hands, but also your cognitive capacity on moving your fingers. So have a look, check that out. It sounds really funny, and I might do an entire video on that, but it really helps not to only focus again, but help your hands to mobilize again and work properly. And third thing which you can do at home is, if you have a Gua Sha at home, then you can start using your Gua Sha also on your hands. Gua Shas are actually scraping devices which can also reduce inflammation or get rid of stuck fascia and generally enhance blood circulation. So if you feel like some tension or some knots, just give it in some extra love and do it on both hands equally. It is actually said that doing it on wet hands is even more potently, but you can also use a cream, oil or lotion and really get into all these areas. This in the long run will rejuvenate your skin, will release tension as well, and just make your hands appear more youthful. And lastly, and most importantly, is to use sunscreen regularly on your hands. Because we probably heard how important it is to use SPF on your face to combat aging, but what about your hands? Your hands are probably as much in the sun as your face, so please use SPF regularly to protect your skin. So I hope I could inspire you to take a little bit more care of your hands, because really they are your most precious tools and you need to take care of them, not just with a little funny manicure, but also really get into the muscles and below the skin, because it's extremely important and will really make you age more gracefully and beautifully in the long run. I hope you liked this video as much as I love doing it. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you would like to see more videos on how to become the best version of yourself, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I can't wait to see you next week. Till then,